Search for Nancy Guthrie is closing in on its second week. Investigators are combing through thousands of leads and tips from the community.
Jade Cunningham continues her live coverage from Tucson outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. And Jade, tonight we're hearing from the sheriff, and it sounds like he's catching some flack.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who have questions about how the sheriff's department has really handled this investigation from the start. And, you know, a lot of people are following this case very closely. Of course, they're hoping for a big break in the case, whether it's the identity of a suspect being named or maybe it's that Nancy Guthrie is found. You know, people are really hoping that something big will happen soon with this case. And, you know, I just have to say that we have been out here for most of the day in front of Nancy's house. We really have not seen any law enforcement activity. We haven't seen any deputies or investigators. There is a sheriff's deputy that's been parked in front of Nancy Guthrie's house, but that mainly is for security purposes. We went over to Annie's house today as well, and it was just as quiet. But according to Sheriff Nanos, Chris Nanos, that is, you know, a lot is being done behind the scenes that we aren't seeing. We asked today for an interview with the sheriff. That request went unanswered, and there also was no press briefing that was held today. And it comes as claims were being made reporting tension between the sheriff and the FBI, that he is withholding evidence from the federal agency, and that there may be some debate about where the evidence should be processed. Should it be processed with the sheriff's department or the FBI? The FBI telling us they are not commenting on that, and our request to the department went unanswered. Nanos, though, spoke with our sister station here in Tucson, and he had this to say about the relationship between the FBI and the sheriff's department regarding this case.
It is an effort. It is a team effort.
We who?
We, the sheriff and the FBI. Okay. We work step in step. John Edwards called me last night. He calls me every now and then. I call them. I was at their command post the other day when we were in Rio Rico. They've been at our command post. It is really, there's so many leads. They generated 14,000 in the first 10 days. We generated 18,000. We need each other.
Now, both agencies, of course, are doing what they can to follow up on those thousands of leads and tips from the community. For example, the sheriff saying today that they are processing multiple gloves that have been brought to their attention by the community, the closest pair being found about 2 miles away from Nancy's house. These gloves, they could lead to something, they might not lead to something, but the sheriff's department and the FBI, they don't know unless they look into it, which is of course what they're doing. You know, and again, they're just hoping that any bit of information that comes to them will maybe lead to that big break in this case. And we will be following it here at 12 News. So you can stay with us on air and online at 12news.com for all the latest regarding this investigation. Guys?
All right, let's hope for something big soon. All right, thank you so much, Jade, there down live in Tucson.